slip scored and did not go on to held on to it. Would have been a different story. Pakistan would have been 4 down. And that's the reason we feel that perhaps maybe not a bad time to have someone like Shakib Al Hasan in the attack. This is a drop chance. It's straightforward. He was only on 1.
Well, I would bring Shakil. Actually, we've helped them out. We played that dismissal on the big screen. South Shakil saw it, and so did Shakib. I don't know if Shant noticed it. Weekend is here. Great time to enjoy the test match at the Tapalti Lounge with your friends. Yeah, the test match that is shaping into something very interesting, especially we would say Pakistan winning that first session after a fight back when they lost Abdullah Shafiq for no score, and then Bangladesh coming in strong with those 2 wickets in that second session. So interesting day of test cricket.
Yeah, other thing to note for Nazmul Shantu is that Pakistan batters are under pressure. They will be under pressure. It was good going after they lost that wicket of Abdullah Shafiq in the very first over. A partnership of 107 was a good recovery, but then they lost to both the unbeaten batters at lunch quite quickly and cheaply. So once again under pressure. We know Babar Azam hasn't been in good touch, but is still there. $137 for 3.
Mahdi with 2 for 32 will continue, and why not? Some catching positions in front of the batter's eye line. Babar Azam in ICC World Test Championship this cycle was Sri Lanka, 3 innings, 76, and then 6 against Australia. So yeah, you'd say by his standards he hasn't really raised that bat on many occasions. When I say raise that bat, is reaching landmarks. No 50s, no 100s. This might be the time, Arthur, to make it different. That one kept a touch low. Did well, Babar Azam, to avoid it from crashing into the pads.
Playing back, but that one kept a shade low, so you got to be really watchful till the very end. Yeah, Babar Azam averages 45 in Test cricket, but it's just that last 13 or 14 matches that he hasn't been able to score. That's the challenge for him. Get a start, and then when you get set, convert it into a big one. Yeah, everybody does tend to get into sort of a bad patch in their career. How soon can you come back to be able to turn things around is the key. 139 for 3.
And it's also time for drinks.
Welcome back to this second test match. First innings here on day 2. Pakistan did extremely well to recover from 0 for 1 to 107. And they lost back-to-back wickets of both the left-handers who were set, both with half centuries. This was an absolute peach. One that the Taskeen will relish for a long time. Then the off-spinner came in. Played down the completely wrong line, done in length as well. Shan Masood on DRS, stayed with umpire's call. And Saim Ayub, you could call it a bit of a brain fade. Let's resume action now after the drinks break. Taskeen with the ball into his 10th over. Got Amir Sohail alongside. Amir extremely well to put up a 100+ run partnership, but then to lose those wickets in that fashion.
Yeah, it was all about Shan Masood and Saim Ayub in the first session, where they scored at a brisk rate, but after lunch, the session belongs to Bangladesh. Not only this session has seen the run rate plummet, in the process have picked up 2 wickets. making a comeback into this game, Bangladeshis.
Now what that does is opens up the gate for somebody, albeit with all the credentials and historic numbers Babar has, but off late hasn't been in the run of form, hasn't been scoring. And Saud Shakil as well, after the second innings of that first test, already dropped once. You'd imagine if Bangladesh can open this up now, yes, it does bring Rizwan, they've still got Salman Ali Agha, but they're in with a chance. And they'll hope that they can pick up at least a couple of more wickets before the close of play here on day 2.
Yeah, Bangladeshi bowlers have shown a lot of discipline in the second session. In the first session, they were trying to event something with every delivery. They bowled, but realized very quickly the way to go on a pitch like this is disciplined bowling. And how well he has bowled in this Test match series. But he showed he's only human by dropping one in the slips.
Yeah, and by his standards, relatively simple, straight in, straight out. Genuine edge. It was once again the angle across the left-hander. Got the edge of Saud Shakil. He was on one, had just arrived to the crease. He just pushed at it, slightly tentative with the bat. At this standard, yeah.
Didn't get the ball in the palm. Actually, it hit the ridge, and that's why he wasn't able to hold on to that.
Sorry, Mehdi. Showing it on the big screen.
Who makes you suffer? Has got the ability to play for a longer period of time. But he has bowled well, very impressive. Nahid Rana, he was the one who softened up the batsman and allowed his partner, Mehdi Hasan Miraj, to capitalize. Managed to pick up 2 important wickets. But he did really soften up the Pakistani batters with those short pitch deliveries.
Pakistan 140 for 3. Off spin from Mehdi to continue. He's left off and he's picked up from where he left off. 4 in that second innings in that first test, and already 2 here on day 1. A brilliant bowler. You don't look at Bangladesh and their squad. By default, they've got 2 complete all-rounders in Mehdi Hasan Miraj and Shakib Hassan, both completely efficient with bat and ball, which just provides so much depth. Talk about Mehdi Hasan Miraj coming into bat at 7. Scored 77 in that first innings. Coming in at 8, apology. And just that depth is somewhere where Pakistan's probably lacking. Either it's with a spin bowling all-rounder or a pace bowling all-rounder. And off late, we've struggled to fill those massive gaps where we've let ourselves down in terms of that position.
Amir Jamal started to promise, but unfortunately, fitness hampered him. You're talking about these all-rounders. In a test match, one thing is associated with finger spinners to give control to the captain and attack from the other side. And if your finger spinners are able to pick up wickets in the first innings, well, let me tell you, it's a captain's delight.
Yeah, you're talking about Amir Jamal. We're talking about pace bowling all-rounders. There was a point where Fahim Ashraf was in the likings. Hassan Ali maybe probably not as more of a bowling all-rounder than a complete all-round. And that's an area we've lacked, especially after the likes of, say, an Azhar Mahmood or a Abdul Razak. That category is somewhere Pakistan has lacked massively, especially in white ball cricket, even in test cricket. I thought Amir Jamal, you allude to, in the Australian seas, bagged a couple of sixers and got runs with the bat. So he looks like a promising prospect, provided he can stay away from those injuries. Even right now with a back injury, not being able to make it to this 11.
And another one who can actually develop into a fine all-rounder is Salman Ali Agha. The only thing required from the captain is keep on encouraging him. Keep on instilling the confidence in that young cricketer. And he'll come good. 143 for 3.
Yeah, the one change from Bangladesh, Tashkeen Ahmed comes in for Sharif Al Hassan. We were talking about pace, the point of difference. 149.4, the fastest for Naheed, 142 clicks for Tashkeen, but the average pace as a collective is much higher than the average pace from the Pakistan seamers, at least what we saw in the first test. Cut away for 4. Nicely timed from Saud Shakil.
Yeah, we saw so many times Shan Masood getting out on a similar length, but this time around the difference from Saud Shakil was horizontal swing of the bat. That enabled him not only to time the ball well, also to place the ball into the gap. Whereas Shan Masood relies on vertical bat swing, and that's why he's been faltering. There was not a lot of room available for Saud Shakil with that delivery, but good footwork. Again, there was a lot of room on that occasion, and he accepted that room gleefully. 150 runs on the board.
Yeah, very nice. Excellent control. The first one plays it late, times it, glides it. This one gets on top of it and plays it in front of square. Back-to-back boundaries with extreme control will give him some confidence.
Yeah, every time Saud Shakil hits a 4, he should make it a point to look into the slips and have an eye contact with Mehdi Hasan Miraj and say, thank you. I'm here because of you.
Mind games. Oh, beautiful. And equally well done by Zakir.
And now he has started to bat with freedom, Saud Shakil. That's ominous for Bangladeshi bowlers. Not a lot happening as far as the pitch is concerned now.
And don't forget, Amir, in his own words, Saud Shakil, who spoke to him at the top of the show in one of the days of the test match, where he himself was surprised he hadn't hit a boundary in over 4.5 hours. Yeah, you heard me right. In over 4.5 hours, he couldn't hit a boundary, and he laughed it off at the end of it, but yeah. Well, while we're talking about energy and power, how about we talk about Inverex? Excellent facility for you guys. You can scan the QR code, answer questions, win the prizes, all while watching this contest.
Was there any catch with alluding to the fact he wasn't able to hit a boundary for 4.5 hours and then you brought in Inverex.
He just needs a better charging system, I guess.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, I sort of understand. I think he's the member of the Pakistan team, the only guy who can actually talk to making eye contact, because he's just about here. I think pocket-sized, full of power, but yeah, maybe a better charging system.
No, but you are actually shying away from the question I actually popped.
All right, go on.
Was there any relevance? Were you suggesting that he should get help from Inverex people to get dialed in and charged?
Oh, he's bowled it. He's chopped it on. And guess who with the ball? It's Taskin Ahmed again. And it's the prized wicket being dropped once. Not this time. The chopped on is Saud Shakil's undoing.
Oh, he will be charged, the scheme from here on. Steep bounce on that occasion. Had the batsman Saud Shakil hopping. And that's why he couldn't control that delivery. Managed an inside edge onto the stumps. And that is a big wicket. And deviation of the surface, which made it much more harder for Saud Shakil to deal with that delivery. This is a big scalp. Wicket number 2 for the right-arm fast bowler. Saud Shakil enjoyed a life but only managed 16. He perishes. It's 151 for 4.
One centurion follows another. Mohammad Rizwan replaces Saud Shakil at the crease, in at 6. Excellent average. That 171 that we saw in the first innings here at Rawalpindi, the first test, his highest score. And once again, work cut out for him. It was him and Saud Shakil who got into that massive partnership for 196. This time he will have to do it with his former skipper. But how about we look at that delivery again? Brilliant.
Pepsi.
In the meantime, off spin to continue. Continues to bowl with one slip, straightish man. Catching on the leg side. Yeah, Amir, this was really, really good.
Yeah, surprised him, didn't it? That steep bounce and inwards movement. He was in no position to deal with that delivery. And nevertheless, always a relief to see his back for the bowling side. Such a competent batsman Saud Shakil is.
Yeah, does him with the steep bounce, with that angle into the left-hander from around the wicket.
Ball midway.
Just got big on him, hurried him in the end as well. What a value-added addition. Taskin Ahmed, 11 overs, 31 for 2 already.
Catch it.
And talk about batting in partnership. This is really good from Bangladesh, because bowling in partnerships is as important. You apply pressure from both ends, and most often that one or the other yields the wicket. So with Taskin Ahmed from the other end, keeping it really tight, and Miraz already with 2 wickets is a really good spell in partnerships from Bangladesh.
Yeah, it's very important. One has to complement each other, but you have to give it to Taskin. He leaked few boundaries bowling over the stumps, realized it's not working for me, changed the angle, and it worked.
अयो बॉल मेरा
And still getting a hint of turn. Mathias and Mirage wearing the pace quite nicely, challenging the batsman all the times, with Rizwan out there in the middle. It'll be a kerfuffle for sure.
Over.
154 for 4. Pakistan were put in after Bangladesh won the toss and elected that they will have a bowl, and they've picked up 4 wickets. A couple of half-centurions back in the heart. Abdullah Shafiq was the first to go in the very first over, and just a couple of overs ago, a stunning delivery from Taskeen to see the back of Saud Shakil. And what that does is get, again, we spoke about this, Babar, who's now has played 51 deliveries for 20. Rizwan, yes, he's obviously in form. But it'll be a different challenge with the off-spinner operating in tandem.
Yeah, at lunch, the opposition captain, the Bangladeshi captain, must have thought about one thing. Have I made the right call? Or was it the right decision to insert Pakistan into bat? But the bowlers must have said, Captain, the call was right. We didn't bowl well. After lunch, we're going to raise the game and pick you the wickets. And they have done so. 4 wickets already.
Yeah, surely they would have come out of lunch, getting their discipline in line, and they've already been rewarded. On the flip side of it, Babar's made his way to 20. He got a stranglehold down the leg side in the first innings, but it was a second innings dismissal. And maybe we can dissect slightly to see what he could do. He's a very compact batsman, plays within himself, and most often now when he's on song, it's weight transfer into the shot. He's not a big front foot player in terms of a big stride forward, doesn't have that massive forward press. How he bats, and you watch him, especially when he plays on the front foot, it's more of a decent stride forward, not a big lunge forward, but when you look at it from a anatomical point of view, the head happens to be the heaviest part of our body, so it does drive the momentum or energy into the shot, or as we call it in cricket, the weight transfer. Lean into the shot. We just picked up a couple of things in his first dismissal where he chopped one back onto his stump. This is the second innings. Have a look again. The foot, yes, doesn't go anywhere, but nor does the head, so he's not shifting his weight or leaning into the stroke. Just there, if you can draw a vertical line, his head still, or his body weight still remains behind, and it's almost like he's thrown his hands at it. And I've got Amir Sohail alongside who can probably delve and dissect more into this, but a fundamental tweak.
I think it's a good spot, Aroch. You know, when he started his career, Babar Azam, he didn't have that wide stance, and that's why he was upright, and it was very easy for him to move efficiently and lean into the strokes. And you were talking about the head position. You know, when you're looking to drive the ball through covers, your shoulder has to point towards mid-off to be able to hit the ball through offside. But look, that's what you were pointing out, trying to allude on that. The shoulder didn't move towards mid-off, and hence he had to play away from the body to reach for that delivery.
And with that shoulder, look at the head. Right on top of the ball today when he's timing it right from the middle of the bat. Right on top of the front foot, but more importantly, when he makes impact, look at where his head is. Right on top of the wall, on the ball. The distance trying to muscle the ball because your weight doesn't transfer into the shot and you lose balance. 45 done, it's 155 for 4. Session 1, after that 1 wicket, Pakistan rebuilt strongly with the 99 runs so far. The second session, clearly Bangladesh on top with another 3.
Good ball, Miraj.
Yeah, just coming back to Babar, if you can get that split again, side on, and the point I'm trying to allude to is because the head is the heaviest part of the body, and if you lean in and transfer the weight,
Ayo, ball, Miraj.
most often than not, you will be in a better position to get the fundamentals right. Amir, if you have a look at that split again and you look at the left off screen, Babar's body weight or the focal point far behind the ball. And at the point of contact, just there to the left of screen, you see his weight is not in front.
Now that's why there is more bend in the back leg, because there is no transfer of the weight. And the second shot you saw on that split screen, he was playing the ball very late, underneath his eyes, not reaching for the ball.
One bounce ho jabe kintu.
It's good to see him battling it out. That's what you do throughout your career. At times you have to battle against the opposition. Sometimes you have to battle yourself to be able to get runs under your belt. And good to see Babar fighting it out.
Good ball.
Quick single to end the over. It's 156 for 4. Future stars of Pakistan enjoying the current ones, battle it out there. And they'll hope that they can chant for Babar and Rizwan throughout the day. Currently, the two of them would put together 5. Rizwan yet to get off the mark, but it'll be Babar who's on strike 22, battling out periods of some disciplined bowling. Change of bowling. Hassan Mahmood now into the attack.
9.
We talk about Babar Azam, and obviously it's the one that you don't commit to completely is the one that you end up losing your wicket on, and cruelty of the sport, just what comes with it. You might be on song and you get one where you just haven't committed and you're slightly tentative, and that's the one that's your undoing, and unfortunately was the case with Babar in that first innings. Oh, how has that missed? We didn't hear the death rattle. And luckily for Babar Azam, he continues on to bat.
You need luck in every walk of life. And to have a bit of luck, it's a must. Didn't go on to hit the stumps. In fact, he picks up a boundary.
Hassan Mahmood couldn't not believe what he just saw. You see the ploy here from Bangladesh, getting the ball to jack back into Babar Azam. He's in plays and misses. There's no plays and misses here. And Tapal Tea Lounge, it is absolutely brilliant.
Yeah, Babar hasn't got plenty of runs under his belt of late. But what impresses me about him, he's a fighter, yes. But at the same time, he keeps that calm exterior. Even though he must have been hurting inside, but he keeps that, which is good.
Yeah, he's never been one to express emotions. Maybe a few occasions when he was captain. Brilliant follow-up delivery from Hassan as well. Again, movement off the surface.
Swinging with a shine. Into reverse swing there.
46.4 overs old. Or can they make it count? We saw reverse swing, but it was just small period. Even in the first game, the square here in Rawalpindi, very lush, very green. One of the reasons the ball doesn't scuff up as opposed to Karachi, where you get a lot of reverse swing.
Yeah, that's what he lacked in his first spell. First session of this test match. He was trying to get a wicket of every delivery. But now he's showing discipline. Now he's prepared to work hard for his wickets.
And it's exactly what impressed one and all, and what worked for Hassan in the first test. Just disciplined line and length bowling. One 6-0 for 4. A couple of wickets for Taskeen, a couple of wickets for Mehdi Hassan Miraz, the rest of the bowlers. No wickets here. Shakib Al Hasan just bowled the one over. And now is back into the attack. Can he follow up from his 3 wickets in that fantastic days of cricket on day 5?
And Rizwan is on strike. And doesn't surprise me, there is a deep square leg and mid-wicket just in front of the umpire, you could say.
What it does here as well, with the two batters so contrastingly different in the techniques and the style of play, Babar will hardly ever sweep. He's more likes to play the ball with a vertical bat, whether it's on the front foot or plays it very late on the back foot. Will concentrate in front of square. On shots, a lot of sweeps, paddles. Oh, he does get cheeky, will play the reverse. It was his undoing in that second innings, that reverse where he chopped it back on. There it is, the sweep, and it'll probably pick up a couple. No, decide against it. Which sets up quite nicely, because for Shakib it'll be a mind game as well. What delivery is he bowling to which player? Both bat is very busy, so they'll get up and down the wicket. The field settings here will be interesting. I don't think we'll see a man on the sweep for Babar. It'll be more for the close-in tap or tuck around the legs for one.
Yeah, it's a good contest. When you talk about Shakib bowling against Rizwan, the last delivery he bowled, he was looking to bowl outside the off stump with his first 2 deliveries.
Sometimes he has this tendency to close the bat face and get caught on the crease, bringing LBW in play. Ah. Ah. Oh well. Access that open wide real estate on the leg side behind square. From a Pakistan point of view, what you want from your two experienced campaigners is not allow Shakib to bowl to one of them. 4 or 5, 6 delivery. Just get down the overdone 162 for 4.
$162 for 4. Post-lunch, it's been a fabulous session from Bangladesh. It's gone for 63 runs off the 23 overs, 3 wickets. So a marked improvement. Hassan, previous over, really tested that off stump, getting the ball to nip back in. So it's been proper test match cricket where Bangladesh are holding their own. Consistency with the ball, not allowing the batters free runs. We saw in the first session Pakistan got to 99 of 25 overs, but this has been different and they're in a fight. And squeeze a single, but Nick, this has been proper. Just holding the lines and lengths and asking the batter to come at them. If you want to score runs, you'll have to take a risk.
Yeah, very much so. This little period or passage of play after lunch has been riveting in many ways, hasn't it? It's a really good comparison and competition between bat and ball here. You just felt early on Bangladesh were just seeking and striving a little bit too much, perhaps over pitching, and allowed Shan Masood and Saim Ayub to get themselves in. But this is much better discipline. Nice to see Hassan Mahmood find his line of lengths again.
Lovely. There's also little difference in the pitch as well. First test match, first day, and today. It seems as if there's more carry today as compared to the first innings or first day of the first test match. 9 centimeters higher, so that is significant. Now Nick, you had a look at the pitch early morning. Yes, there's moisture, yes there was grass covering, but it just seems as if this might be the pitch where as it dries up fully, it might just gather pace.
Big drive from Rizwan there. Yeah, you talk about gathering pace. That one nipped quickly, didn't it? Paid down the wrong line there. Yeah, it's interesting having a chat to the curator and talking about the difference in wickets. Let's have a look at this last delivery, which Rizwan threw the kitchen sink at. Lucky not to get an edge. Yeah, there was quite a lot of grass on the wicket. I think it's something that we spoke about in the last test match, and I think it was pretty similar today, actually. I couldn't tell if there was more or less, and whether that grass would be effective in terms of allowing the ball to go through at significant pace. Of course, there was more moisture. They didn't have the time to prepare the wicket, being under covers for, I think, almost 3 or 4 days. It really has rained a lot, so
the inside edge. This has been very probing from Hassan Mahmood, just getting the ball off the straight. Beat the outside edge. That one just carried on. Little inside edge. Yes, Rizwan gets a single, but this is impressive bowling.
yeah, it's impressive because he's just bringing the ball back in. Whether he's identified something in Babar Azam and Mohammad Rizwan, but he's just getting the odd one to come in. We've already seen a 4 that went down to fine leg off Baba's inside edge, so I think they detect something. Perhaps his head just not in a great position, particularly when he drives. He's been a little bit lazy with that front foot. good in defence, but when he's going for that drive, he's just shown a little bit of a gap between bat and pad.
Leaves that one alone, but another testing over from Hassan Mahmood. Is 164 for 4. Favorite Babar Azam, superstar. Yep, everybody wants him to succeed. Shakib into his third over. A battle with Rizwan to resume. Rizwan will not shy away from taking him on, especially with the sweep shot. This has been consistent pressure from Bangladesh through this session. This is how impressive they have been. First session, it didn't go their way. They've come back strongly. And Shakib and even Mehdi Hassan Miraj, they have two spinners who, no matter the surface, are able to provide you a decent amount of control. Lovely bowling. This is single of that Shakib over. 165 for 4. The 3 wickets, but the run rate 3.96 in session 1. That has dropped to 2.64 session 2. So yes, there have been wickets for Bangladesh, but they've also built pressure through sustained bowling. Early this morning, lots of notes being taken, lots of conversation. Was that just about coffee, or was it something to do with the pitch?
It's way over my head, whatever it was. Still trying to understand the terminology, but it was very interesting. Just talking about his plans for the pitch here and the grass, talking about the different grasses that are grown here versus in the UK and Australia, and how it'll take a period of about 3 months or so, he spoke about, just to get the grass to grow a certain way, which he feels will potentially allow the ball to carry and just gain a little bit more pace than perhaps we've seen, both in this test match and of course the last test match. So for a bright man like you, it would have been a lot easier to understand.
Not really. You had a cheat sheet as well, your little copybook, but you still didn't understand the terminology. Maybe next time around we'll take a dictionary and some people with Google Translate. Nicely bowled. Yeah, but just whatever the numbers are, it just feels as if the ball's coming on to the bat quicker. Obviously there's a lot more bounce, and mostly once that happens, it tends to just quicken up day 2, because the sun dries it up completely and there's a little more pace in the pitch surface. So maybe it's not all bad for Pakistan losing the toss, because the faster bowlers will have a little more pace to work with, a little more energy, not just through food, but through bounce on the surface. Lovely length.
And above anything, it makes for more exciting Test cricket. Just felt for periods in the first Test it went very quiet, didn't it? That middle session, those middle sessions on day 2, day 3, even parts of day 4 were pretty slow and turgid at times, and you sort of felt the Test match was going nowhere. In the end, of course, it was quite a dramatic turnaround on day 5. But I think as an observer and watching particularly what's unfolded today, the wicket has just done enough, I feel, if you bowl in the right areas, and it's done it at good pace as well. We've already seen a drop catch in the slips. Wow, this is down the wicket. It's a big heave.
Yeah, there was a fielder posted deep point. And this is interesting from Rizwan. Yes, positive option, but not risk-free at all. There will be a boundary check as well, but this was high-risk cricket. Went away off the bat. He doesn't know where it's gone. Thankfully for him, that's fine. But thankfully for Rizwan, it went finer than that deep point. So even with Rizwan, who's come into this Test match with a lot of runs, a lot of form, feeling the heat.
Yeah, high-risk shot. We know he's a man who likes to get himself going, and he does that by taking the positive option. Can be a little bit fidgety when he comes in. He's sort of a lot of movement going on. His head and hands are pushing at the ball, but he finds a way to get runs. But this wouldn't have been a good look had this gone to the hands of the deep point. 167 for 4, and you feel that this Test match is really in the hands of either team here. Who can take the advantage? Can Bangladesh get rid of Rizwan, who's in good form? 171 not out.
Entertaining Test match cricket, and there's plenty of children who come to watch the game. Welcoming Bangladesh, and school children, entry free for them. And there's been atmosphere in the ground throughout the day. ID of your school, you'll be granted free entry, so make your way to Rawalpindi Cricket Stadium. Turn into the onside. This again, Hassan being able to just extract a little bit of reverse. 167 for 4. .167 for 4, 51 overs bowled. This has been intriguing Test match cricket. Oh, that's cut away. He does get a lot of bat on it, goes to the fence. Almost. And come back for the third. Shaki was very interested. He bowls the slider well. And just looking around, he thought he was maybe through.
Just wonder whether he got the length just a little bit wrong there. It's one of those where it just clips the pad. I think it would have been outside the line on that occasion. It didn't hit the pad. A bit of fielding in the end from the big quick. So Baba going along nicely, you would say. 31 from 72. He's fighting hard.
Lovely from Shakib. This is the matchup you want to watch, because Rizwan is always looking to the leg side for the sweep. Shakib will make sure that it never bowls at the same pace. Subtle changes in pace. There you go, floated up, just gets a single offside. But Shakib is always in the game because also the fact with his left arm spin, he's always attacking the stumps.
Yeah, he's left mid-off and mid-on up, which I like. He's encouraging Rizwan to take a positive option, come down the wicket. We've already seen one batsman run past one. Same with you. Yeah, it's just subtle variation, isn't it? He's so canny, he's been doing this for so long. The odd one, changes in pace, line, trajectory, even moving himself on different parts of the crease just to change the angle ever so slightly. So
Lovely, lovely bowling, Shakib. This is where he's at his best. You're able to add pressure. Lovely length again, almost through for Shakib. 171 for 4. Salman Ali Agha at number 7. Still batting to come. Salman, a proper middle order player. This spell from Hassan Mahmood, 3 overs for 8. Turns away leg side, he wants the single. Rizwan wants to come back for the second and he does so well. Lots of energy from Rizwan. And if you want energy like Rizwan, you can charge your mobile phones or tablets through the Inverect Solar Energy whilst you watch the game. Full this time, punch down the ground. And just makes it to the fence. First time in this spell that Hassan has just missed his length.
Mushfiqur Rahim just holding his shoulder. We hope it's nothing too bad. It's a nice looking shot from Rizwan. His first positive shot of the day. Finds the middle of that bat and the boundary, but there's a little bit of concern with Mushfiqur Rahim on that dive. Does he just pop his shoulder ever so slightly? This could be a massive blow for Bangladesh. Just hope he's okay. He's in a lot of pain. I've seen a lot of people pop their shoulder when they dive like that. I did that myself, so let's just hope it's a bruise and nothing more. Have a look at it here. So you know the shot was good. Nothing to the naked eye really.
Nothing untoward as he dies, but obviously straight away it's called for the physio. He's felt something in that shoulder. All eyes at the moment on him. All the Bangladesh dressing room staff very worried as Mushfiq seems as if he's going to walk off. Coach looks on. He's such a massive player for Bangladesh. Hopefully that's just precautionary and nothing else. This is not something that Bangladesh would want to see as he walks off, because his innings was probably the most crucial one in that historic first Test victory. True professional, beautifully created that innings with the structure in his defense, and then be able to impose himself on the game. And even at 191, he was so very disappointed as he walked back, missing a double 100. Right now he walks to the dressing room clutching his shoulder. Hopefully it's nothing more than just a precautionary look at it, but still clutching that shoulder. Doesn't look great.
I guess time will tell how bad it really is, but that is a really worrying sign for the team. Looks like he's in a lot of pain. We wish him well over the next break.
Everybody will look at that shoulder now. And hopefully it doesn't affect his batting. That's the length, that's the length. Just back of a length with the ball drifting back into the right hander. He's done that throughout the spell. This over, just one delivery that's been over pitched.
Yeah, he looks so dangerous, doesn't he, when he bowls that length. Just felt early this morning he was a little bit too full. Well, that's his natural length, where he just gets a subtle variation. Just makes a batsman wonder where his feet are going. Does he get forward? Does he go back? Does he play it? Does he leave it? All these decisions, and particularly against Rizwan early, you've got to be right on the button. This is where Bangladesh have got to be on the mark, because they know that if he gets going and gets away, they might have missed a really big opportunity here.
Gets a single through the onside this time, but not convinced with the shot. Interesting here, Nick, that Hassan Mahmood is operating with a slip and a couple of gullies. With the way that the ball is just carrying through, you think a second slip would be more opportune than those two gullies? A little?
I think maybe just because they think if Rizwad's going to go, he's going to go hard. And maybe that'll just push the ball a little bit square rather than a thin edge. But I agree, I think they could probably afford to go early for the second slip. It's another impressive over from Hassan Mahmood, 178 for 4.
Normally it's 2:40 p.m. lunchtime. The second session will go on to 2:55, so still about 9 minutes to go.
Yeah, this battle, I feel like they've got to try and stay on him as much as they can. Oh, this could be out, got to be out, it is! Done in the length. Experience of Shakib gets one through. the mighty Baba.
Yeah, just walks back because he's given himself out. Ball slides on. This is Shakib's way of getting batters trapped in front. It's a slider, the one that goes straight. He's gone back, he's just skidded through. That is absolutely dead. Baba doesn't even look at the umpire. Shakib knows he's got his man. And boy, what a wicket that is. 179 for 5. Salman Ali Agha, he walks in at number 7. Pakistan in a spot that last outing here at Rawalpindi. But a very good player of spin, that we know. He'll have to be right on the money because Shakib is in rhythm and getting his lengths and lines absolutely spot on. There you go, forward defense. That one that just keeps carrying on. Attacks that front pad. Baba did play back, but it's the ball that carried on with the arm. That one a bit of drift. Slightly missed the length, but it was because the ball just scooted in and carried on with the arm.
Yeah, he'd been playing straight so well up until that point. He'd been playing with a straight bat down the wicket. Just try to turn that a little bit square. Oh, this one! Is it dropped? I think it is. Take a look at this.
That was a chance. He got there. That is a real top-class over. Yeah, 179 for 5. This session, this is the 30th over of the session. 80 for 4. Pakistan went to lunch 99 for 1. And suddenly it's been the spinners really. Mehdi Hassan with a couple of wickets and then Shakib with the big wicket of Babar. Almost had another, should have had another. Hassan Mahmood. Play and a miss. Bangladesh hunting. This is last over. That terrific bowling from Shakib. The ball just carrying on with the arm. Inside edge onto the pad.
Sharp chance. Goes quickly, doesn't it? But oh, it was so close. Just wanted to grab it at the second opportunity. It went in. There we go. And he just couldn't get it to the body. What a big wicket that would have been, hey? 2 in the over. It's been a real team effort this so far. The variety of Bangladesh, the options they've got. Hassan Mahmood just probing away at Rizwan's forward defence there, getting him to play away from the body. Nahid, he's been excellent coming in. He's bowled at good pace as well. Taskin Ahmed back in the off spin of Mehdi Miraz, and Shakib's back building his own pressure. Just it looks like a team that know what they're doing at the moment. Shanto's got good control of his options.
Short ball takes on the pull shot. and hits it really well. That'll go to the fence. Rizwan with the boundary.
Yeah, rare short ball from the impressive Mahmood. Just doesn't get it high enough. Well controlled by Rizwan. He hits it down, gets over the top of it. Worth the try though, you would say?
Yeah, absolutely. We go into lunch with another wicket, then Bangladesh right on top. Lovely bowling. This has been the length that's worked so well, but this seems as if Shakib is in terrific rhythm. He's got the ball doing exactly what he wants. That one, the inside edge, is a difficult chance, but the way that Bangladesh fielded in the first test, you'd expect them to take one. There's the regulation one which was dropped in the slips by Mehdi Hassan. And this is a second catch dropped. So even though they've picked up 4 wickets, they created chances. This has been very impressive as a bowling session for Bangladesh. Tries that drive again. He's not going to shy away from the drive. That little in drift now. Probably last ball before tea. Little chat. What Bangladesh wouldn't give for a wicket here to go into tea. That's why that little chat between Salman Ali Agha and Rizwan. Yeah, not gone their way this session.
What do you think he was saying there?
Probably Shan probably complaining about the DRS. Slow one. That ends the 55th over, and it is time for tea. Pakistan go into tea 183 for 5. Rizwan still out there, 18 not out, but it's been a session that has belonged to the Bangladeshi bowlers.
Smiles all round, and so there should be. It's been an outstanding effort post-lunch from everyone. Hassan Mahmood has found his length, but it's been the Mehdi Miraz and Shakib Al Hassan combination that has really stemmed the run flow for Pakistan. 2.8 in that session, 4 wickets. And here's a look at the batting card, which started off promisingly. Abdullah went early, and then it was that partnership between Saim Ayub and Shan Masood. It looked good until they were stemmed, and then of course Babar Azam and the big wicket of Saud Shakil. Those were 2 very big wickets indeed. 183 for 5. Just Rizwan, the man in form, left.
99 for 1. And that with Mehdi Hassan just getting one to straighten from round the wicket. Terrific delivery. Shan Masood did review. Saim Ayub, well, he was dealing with the short ball and got to his second test match 50. And after that, a rush of blood, a little slog against the line, stump. Then the opportunity, a simple opportunity, floored. Razam hit one through mid-off, slapped one to the fence. And Saud Shakil really looked as if he'd found rhythm through the offside. Couple of back-to-back boundaries with the cut shot. And one that jags back in, a little extra bounce from Taskin. And Bangladesh suddenly in the game, the inside edge, almost a wicket. But the pressure was certainly exerted by Bangladesh. And the big wicket. Ball just slides on, skids off. Babar misses the length. Salman Ali Agha, the inside edge, and the opportunity grasped. A huge moment for Bangladesh. Full shot went to the fence. Rizwan, the form man, he goes into tea 18 not out, but it's been by far Bangladesh's session. 4 wickets for them, and that has meant that Pakistan, well, they're 5 down as they go into tea. Taskin with a couple of wickets, but the spinners been very impressive. Mehdi Hassan 2 for 41, Shakib 1 for 11. Pakistan facing 55 overs, 183 for 5. And now it's time for tea, and we'll be back in around 15 minutes.
Yeah.